Welcome into Cornhusker Connection. I'm Brandon Shanahan, joined as always by Tyler Sprinkle and Brooke Byrne. It's football season, fellas. Preseason's preseason NFL's football's back. By the time this comes out, we'll be halfway through August. A couple more weeks before games. How are we feeling?
Fucking fantastic.
Pumped up, baby.
It's as good as it gets. This is my favorite time because one, my football teams haven't disappointed me yet, and two, I haven't missed any on my predictions. So this is arguably the best time of the year.
Also, your fantasy football team hasn't self-destructed yet, so
That's right. That's right. We're in the middle of our dynasty startup draft. It's been like herding cats and dogs to get everybody together, but we got it flowing
that's your
now.
fault. That's your fault.
I, I think it could have gone easier, but I don't think that there's a scenario where it's pretty smooth.
Listen, I don't know Drew, and I wish to know him. Right now, he's on my shit list. All right.
He's been really good. He's been. I mean, since he's gotten back to civilization. Again, that's on me. I should have. I was in such a rush that last week I didn't even have a conversation with him about the draft. That's on me. That's bad commissioner communication.
So wait, did he not know what was going on, or
I think that's a good question. I don't think that he realized that it was an 8 hour clock. So I don't realize. I don't think he realized that by him not drafting that it was holding everybody else up for an entire day.
interesting? Yeah, I think I did. I pick somebody today. I did. I took Mark Andrews. I got one pick in today. So I'm up next. So two picks in one day feels pretty good as opposed to the pick every other day. Um, but as you mentioned, once we get this baseline, then it'll be easier from here on out. So,
Yeah, we'll never have to do this again, which is
yeah,
fantastic. That's great news. But we are in the zone, so we'll do a little Big Ten football player draft here later on. And next week we'll start honing in on Nebraska, all of our hopes and dreams. Um, Camp is going underway. We're seeing lots of good stuff. Offensive lineman has already gone down for injury, so that's a great start. But overall, it seems like a lot of good stuff. The wide receiver room seems very much improved from where it was. And of course, we have a superstar quarterback now, so that helps everything.
everything's on the up and up.
There was one thing I wanted to talk about first, all my preparation. Before that, before I get into that, lots of good stuff going on the channel. It's by the time this comes out, it'll be SEC week. I've gone through and picked every game for every single team, and so we're starting with the SEC, which I rag on a lot for being a two pony show. It's not the case anymore. It's actually going to be a very fun conference, so I'll probably shit on it slightly less this year. But that stuff's going to be out now. How are you guys thinking that the SEC is going to fall?
It's gonna be a powerhouse like usual.
Outside of the usual powers, like Georgia will be in the mix. I think Missouri will be in the mix, bringing back Brady Cook and a bunch of talent. Luther Burden, shout out. The God himself.
Thanks, Tyler, for putting us on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll be interesting to see what Bama does this year because they could be a 3 or 4 loss team or be same old Bama. It's hard to tell right now. So outside of that, Texas should be good. Oklahoma's a coin flip. Who else are we missing? LSU, do they factor in? Ole Miss should be good.
I don't think LSU will factor in that much, but they could.
I don't think so either. I'm not a big fan of that quarterback.
Garrett Nussmeier.
Yeah.
I just love the fact that we're pretty much Big Ten, and I guess some Big 12 through and through. The fact that you decided to pick on the SEC, probably the most powerful fan base in conference that we've seen in a while, up until this year, obviously with the Big Ten becoming a super conference as well. It's pretty ballsy of you.
I mean, my take is always it's been Alabama, it's been Georgia, and a couple of outlier years with that weird LSU team, that Cam Newton Auburn team. Outside of that, it's a whole lot of meh. It's a whole lot of they're pretty good.
Oh, I think Auburn could be pretty decent this year as well.
Auburn, and you know who else is recruiting at a crazy high clip? Georgia Tech. I mean, just a couple of schools.
Well, I mean,
Boy,
The
that's a
fact
lot
that
of
they're in
talent.
Atlanta, that area is very
Yeah.
rich in talent, but so that doesn't shock me, but like I don't know. We'll see how. I mean, anything's better than what they have been. So
Yeah. I mean, now that they've like abandoned the triple option, I mean, the sky's the limit. It's crazy
it's
how long
crazy
they got
that
away with that.
yeah, it's crazy that they had Jameer Gibbs for 3 years plus and
And
didn't do anything.
Jeff Sims, they've actually produced like a lot of really good NFL talent as well. Just thinking
A
the
lot to
two.
stretch.
Well, I mean, for Georgia Tech, it's a lot.
Calvin
Who
Johnson out there,
else?
didn't he?
Calvin Johnson,
Oh,
Demarius Thomas. I mean, we just talked about Jameer Gibbs. There's a couple other names that are slipping my mind right now, but just in terms of it being Georgia Tech and not somebody
Yeah.
like, I don't know, like a Miami or something. Like you would expect that from Miami, you don't expect that from Georgia Tech. But especially the wide receiver talent, especially like 10 years ago, because they weren't throwing the ball. So
That's
why
right.
are these guys there? And they come in the league and just go crazy.
I mean, they're probably fresh. Probably take less hits in
Yeah.
that system.
Really good blocking.
There you go. Get the foundation built first. Also, real quick, Colorado's viral again. If you're
dude.
Colorado, are you happy with how often this team goes viral?
Oh, dude, I see people, Colorado fans, like, see, the league's obsessed with us again. College football, we're the epicenter of college football. Like, just completely missing the point that you're being made fun of. I don't know.
I see that a lot, and I'm like, that's not the only you think it is.
No.
We're all
Um, I feel like it's like this year is going to be so bad for Colorado, and Dion is either going to leave or get fired that they're going to have to make a 30 for 30 about this shit because uh, the fights going on in the locker room and the bullying and then what was it the coach one of the coach's son owed the backup quarterback like 10 grand and like just refused to pay it. Like,
Hell yeah.
how does that even happen in college football? Like
and like
what like
it's so funny because that sounds like stuff that you would see in like the Miami 30 for 30, the U. Well, those teams won national championships. Those teams were just filled with talent. This team might not make it to a bowl game this year.
yeah, that's why it's like I could see Dion sending his two sons and Travis Hunter to the league and then him just jumping ship because it's so bad.
But hey, they
And
have their ats on the back of their jerseys, though. So
that's
pretty
true.
cool.
They're getting lots of clicks.
Yeah.
Getting lots of clicks. They piss and moan about Dan Lanning saying that they're playing for clicks, and then now they're bragging about the clicks. Am I getting that right? Am I missing something?
No.
No? All right.
I just want to know when Coach Prime's Louis luggage is going to show up. That's just me.
Well, and here's another problem is that that football team last year was so much better than the year before, and I think this team will be better than the team was last year. But at 6-6, we're all gonna laugh at them. We're all gonna be pointing and laughing, even though that's a great amount of improvement. But yet, just everything else off the field is just like we're all rooting against you, and they're gonna be everybody's biggest games like Cincinnati, Baylor. They're gonna North Dakota State. This is gonna be the most watched North Dakota State game
Yeah.
of all time. Like you're gonna get everybody's best shot. Good luck.
And that game is I don't know. I would almost be willing to put money on North Dakota State in that one because they're the standard of FCS football against like a startup Colorado who doesn't really do things the right way. I don't know. They got a good game on their hands week 1.
Do you think it's better for Nebraska if they win that game or if they lose that game?
I think if they win, it'll
Yeah.
be better.
I think so too.
If we're Nebraska, we want them to win as many games as possible and then just kick the shit out of them.
Yeah, I think that's the right answer. I can't bring myself to root for them for that reason, but I do think it'll be more beneficial. It'll be a lot more fun for Nebraska to kick their teeth in.
Yes, absolutely.
We're doing our Power Four preview now, and there's one trend that I noticed, and it's particularly damning for the Big Ten and those two top teams. It has something to do with transfer quarterbacks and how few of them come in year one and shine. Two of the last out of the last 10 years, so the whole 14 playoff era, only two quarterbacks have made it the first year as a transfer: Jalen Hurts and Justin Fields in 2019. And even conference championships over the last since 2018, only five first-year quarterbacks out of 30 have made it. Only two have won conference championships. And so that brings me to Oregon and Dylan Gabriel and Ohio State and Will Howard. Are those teams cooked? Am I onto something here, or am I gonna just
No,
get egg on my face?
Will Howard's gonna cakewalk to win this year.
I don't. I think I would want to know more information about those teams that had those transfers because both Oregon and Ohio State are set up wildly for success. So I'd love to know more information about those teams that had those transfers coming in. But no, I think this is a different story. I think
Also-
both of these teams are so good.
Who won the Pac-12 last year? Utah?
Washington.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well,
And
Penix,
so
but he was there for a couple years, right?
Yeah.
exactly, and that's what I'm trying to get at is that a lot of teams who have had success with transfer quarterbacks like Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr., Quinn Ewers, Joe Burrow, they were all there for a year and some change before finally taking that big pop. And I do want to say if there are going to be two quarterbacks this year that buck that trend, it's going to be not Bo Nix, Will Howard and Dylan Gabriel for Ohio State and Oregon, just because those teams are so loaded and those guys are so experienced. And Dylan Gabriel, this will be his second time transferring to a perennial contender. So I'll be curious to see how that comes out. But like I said, there's a vast majority of successful quarterbacks have either been homegrown or they've been transfers, but they've had a year to get acclimated. Last year, J.J. McCarthy, homegrown. Milrose, homegrown. Penix and Ewers, they were there for a couple of years. 2022, McCarthy again. Max Duggan, Stenson Bennett, C.J. Stroud, all homegrown. Bryce Young, Desmond Ritter, Bennett, Cade McNamara, all homegrown. It's also crazy that Cade McNamara won a Big Ten championship. I just want to throw that out there. He's awful.
Yeah.
Mac Jones, Ian Book, Justin Fields is the one exception. Justin Fields and Jalen Hurts were the only two quarterbacks to make it to the college football playoff with their first year. But there's something I
No.
noticed,
Yeah. You're
And-
definitely onto something there.
and like I said, Ohio State and Oregon this year are kind of the two. I think the two that would buck that trend. But you also look at teams like Notre Dame with Riley Leonard, Miami with Cam Ward, Florida State with DJU. I'm not as high on those teams by any stretch of the imagination.
For me, I look at the teams that are like a team I'm really high on this year, NC State. They're normally a 9-win team, 9-10 win team, very solid. And it seems like their key missing ingredient in all those teams are quarterbacks. And then you bring in a guy like Grayson McCall, who had instant success his freshman year with Coastal. And, you give him a bunch of experience now. He's a senior, a fifth-year guy. I love that. I think they're going to win the ACC because what is it? Dave, what's his last name? NC State coach. I'm drawing a blank. Whatever. They're a very solid football team. It's always just like they're a quarterback away from being elite. And I think this is the year they could get over the hump with that Grayson McCall.
Well, and I guess where this theory kind of taps out is that there are many, 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 many instances where a transfer quarterback comes in and gives you a better chance to win. That being one of them, and I think those teams I just mentioned, they're going to be pretty good. But I think as far as like a championship level, like I think all those teams kind of low-key have aspirations for. But NC State's win the ACC. Can you walk me through that?
I like it. So when you look at their schedule, they don't have like a ton of the traditional powers. Let me pull it up. Them and Vautech got really favorable draws.
And Vautech, I mean, this is going to be the thing that you hear every single time somebody talks about Virginia Tech, but they bring back so much talent. And
Their quarterback is
exactly.
solid. my gosh, where's NC State? There we go. So they Western Carolina, they get Tennessee in the Duke's Mayo Classic. They could drop that one or they could win that one. That could go either way. But still not a conference game. So even if they do drop it, they're fine. Louisiana Tech, they're at Clemson, which is another like spot they could lose. But I'm not very high on Clemson. Great defense. Klubnik has to prove that he can score on people. Then they go Northern Illinois at home, Wake Forest at home, Syracuse at home. They're at Cal, which I don't
That's a
think
weird
Cal will
game.
be very good, but still a road game all the way across the country nonetheless.
Yeah, that'll be weird.
They get Stanford at home, they get Duke at home, and then they go at Georgia Tech and then at North Carolina. And that North Carolina game, rivalry game, I'm just counting on them to be the better team there. But I mean, at worst, I think they're 10-2, but at best, if they're as good as in my mind, I think they could be 11-1, 12-0 going into the conference championship game.
So they don't play Miami, SMU, Virginia Tech, any of those
No
teams?
one, none of them.
Huh.
So, like I said, very favorable draw for them, which in postseason, when you get a team that's untested like that, does that really help you? Probably not, but
You
as
gotta
far
give
as
them the
getting
chance.
there, yeah. I don't know. Like if you guys have strong feelings either way about a team in the ACC.
I think SMU's a lock for the top 5, and I think they could surprise some people. But I mean, they don't have a favorable schedule like that. I mean, this is the same trouble I got into last year. I'm pretty high on Clemson, but I mean, really, I could be anybody's conference. Miami's going to be good eventually, I'm sure. Maybe this year, I don't know. Just feels like they're ready to pop.
So like I'm looking at Florida State right now. I think they're going to factor in, but they go at home against Memphis, who Memphis is going to be a good team. And then they have Cal at home. And then they go to SMU, which is going to be tough. And then they have Clemson at home. They go to Miami 2 weeks later. And then 2 weeks after that, they go to Notre Dame. So they
That's not
have
very fair.
landmines
Yeah.
all over the place. So I think Miami has a pretty favorable schedule as well. Let me look at that one. At Florida, cakewalk, cakewalk, cakewalk. They got Vautech at home. They go to Louisville, could lose there. Florida State at home. And then, yeah, Syracuse on the road to end the year, but those are their big games.
Something I'm seeing on all the schedules is Duke is on all of them. Do they just have a fucking gauntlet this year?
Yeah, Duke must have just the craziest schedule.
Tyler, week 1, Florida and Miami. Who are you rooting for?
I hope we're a good game. I hope it goes into 38 overtimes. That's what I hope for. People can't walk after the game.
I love it.
I'd love to hear your hot
It's on
take.
here too. Damn.
Your hot takes about the ACC conference, Brandon, or if you have any that you're willing to share.
I mean, SMU's my big one. They bring back so much of their offense that looked good. They're bringing back their top 3 running backs. They're bringing back all 7 of their wide receivers, their entire offensive line.
Dude,
I guess if there's any,
SMU,
it's
cakewalk.
they might be a problem. It might be a problem. But
So
it's just it feels so weird to pick a group of 5 team to come in like
Yeah.
that and have success.
you wonder about the talent gap. I mean, they're in Texas, so like it's not like they're getting nobody recruits, but when you were in the AAC and then you jump up like that, I feel like it probably takes 2 or 3 years to get
That's what I'm thinking.
Power 5 guys, but their quarterback, I mean, their skill guys are like as good as any
Yeah.
Power 5s in the country, but like the trenches I wonder about.
I do have a question about Boston College with you guys. Like, what do you think about Boston College?
Let's
Probably
see.
pretty bad.
Uh,
Let's
They're
see.
going to be bad?
Oh,
they have a
got
good
Bill O'Brien.
quarterback. Oh, did they?
Yeah, they got Bill O'Brien.
Oh man, where was I?
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Well, I'm not a big fan of that. They're a 21.5 point underdog week 1 to Florida State.
That's
so.
tough. Yeah. I mean, I
That's-
wasn't
that's so
expecting
many
them
points.
to
And
win
then-
the ACC by any means, but I was just curious because I thought that they were a pretty decent team last year.
They were what, like 500, I think.
Yeah, I mean they weren't. What happened to their coach? Their coach went to the NFL, didn't they?
Who was their coach?
There was
Why
one
am I drawing a
coach
blank?
that left. I left for like a coordinator job for the Packers. I think. I don't know if it was Boston
Oh.
College, but it was
But-
something weird like that.
So they got week 1 at Florida State, and then week 3 they go to Missouri. And see our good friend of the program, Luther Burden.
The go.
And then they have at SMU on the docket, and then they go to Vatech. So not a big fan of their draw. Like their quarterback.
Yeah,
And that's the main reason I asked that question is because I like their quarterback. I think he's pretty solid. And again, I thought that their team last year was pretty decent. And with Bill O'Brien, that I didn't know that was there, I think that he could build on that a little bit more. But maybe that's more so this year, just being more in games. But I was just curious.
I think they'll have a good opportunity to have success in the ACC once all the good teams leave. So
Listen
I
to
hope
this.
they'll be
Listen to this like 5-week stretch Duke has in October and November. Florida State at home, SMU at home, on the road at Miami, on the road at NC State, Vatech at home.
Oh my gosh.
That is about as bad as it gets.
No wonder Riley Leonard left. He looked at that schedule and said, "Hell no."
You think that's why
Yikes.
Mike Elko left too. He's like, you know what? I can deal with
Yeah.
the cult of A&M. If it means I don't have to deal with that. I'd rather
Well, that's
play in the
somebody-
SEC than that bullshit schedule.
That's somebody that we didn't talk about in the SEC.
Texas A&M. Yeah, they're interesting.
Who's their quarterback?
They
I
got
could not tell you.
Did he
oh
get a
boy.
transfer?
Hayes. No, he went from Texas A&M. Boy, that's a good point. All right.
Let me pull it up. It is going to be Wegman, Connor Wegman.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't move me. They'll start the season ranked somehow, but I don't
Yeah.
see
Yeah,
the
dude.
vision.
It's the toughest place to play in all of college football.
All right, dude.
I mean,
Or-
according to somebody.
Or they have a transfer from Fresno State. Jalen Henderson. Oh, well, he was at A&M last year too, so never mind. But yeah, I assume it's going to be one of those two. I would guess Wegman.
I would guess so too. I mean, I don't. I don't see the vision there. I mean, I like Elko. I think he's going to do good things, and they were able to retain a weird amount of talent after you lose your head coach like that. But I don't think they're going to be a player this year. I think I have them at like 5-7.
I was going to say they don't have any tough road games. They get Missouri at home, Texas at home to end the year. They go to Auburn, to South Carolina, to Mississippi State. But, I mean, outside of that, and then obviously week 1, Notre Dame. But who knows?
I do have well, when I was going through their games, I do have them beating Texas to keep Texas out of the SEC championship game, which I think would be fun.
That would be fun.
That's another interesting one. Is this is the first year, obviously, with the new playoff rules, and how Notre Dame fits into that.
If you want to talk about a cakewalk, Notre
They
Dame
have an
has
easy one?
No reason to not make the playoff.
It sounds like they have some decent.
So at A&M, Northern Illinois at home, at Purdue, Miami, Ohio, Louisville at home, Stanford at home, on the road at Georgia Tech, at Navy, Florida State at home,
Oh yeah, it's really easy.
Virginia at home, Army at home, and then they're at USC. I'll tell you what, one of those armed forces games, they're going to win close. That's just always how it happens. Probably Navy, at Navy,
I
with
can't
Florida
wait.
State. A look ahead spot, if you will.
Doesn't exist. That's a
Oh
fucking
my
made up thing.
gosh. Oh, brother.
So do you not believe in hangover weeks either?
No.
This is a guy who, big NFL guy, doesn't watch enough college ball.
You go out there and play the fucking game. I mean, what are we talking about here? These kids are professional athletes now.
Wrong.
I'm
They are. They're
barely.
getting paid. They're professional athletes.
They're still 18 to 22
They're
year old
still
kids.
They're
professional
still
athletes.
teenagers.
Yeah.
Listen, how many teenagers go into the NBA, aka LeBron James, and just dominate?
You're comparing
Not
college
many.
football to LeBron.
I mean,
Also,
your,
LeBron James
your
was
only argument is
went
that
to the
they're
league
18.
25 years ago. Can you name somebody a little bit more recent?
Yeah,
Victor Wembanyama. How old is
Sure.
he?
Fair.
sure.
Okay.
Chet Holmgren.
But that's also not the same thing because they play 82 games in which if they have one bad game, it's like whatever. One of these kids has
We're shopping around. We're picking shit off the shelf that fits our narrative.
you threw out a comparison
I
that
like
was
it.
not
No,
close.
no. I said I like it. It's good. It's good.
Whatever.
It makes a whole lot of sense to me.
We'll see.
So you're telling me Nebraska's going to lose to FCS fucking Idaho week 3 after playing Colorado because it's a hangover game or it's a look beyond or a fucking past.
No, see, this just goes to show
a crystal ball game. If
he
you
does
will.
not understand the look ahead spot. It's like a frisky team that is not on anyone's radar, but that is good enough to like.
So then UTEP. Then we're talking UTEP then.
UTEP could be.
They're
Fuck
20.
you.
They're
If
28 point dog. No way.
if Nebraska has any struggles
UTEP?
against UTEP, that's going to be why. It's a look at spot.
Dude. No.
They're not going to because UTEP stinks and Nebraska's going to win 10 games. But
I'll give you. Hold on. Tyler just needs to be cultured here a little bit. So Nebraska,
Indiana
yeah.
loses to Indiana because they're looking at Ohio State. It's a fucking bye week, dude.
Indiana's a bye week. You're trying to sell me on Nebraska's look ahead spot is UTEP.
No, hold on. I can't remember. Is the bye week before?
It's before Indiana.
Oh, it's before Indiana. Okay, never mind. I thought it was before Ohio State.
Yeah, doesn't know what he's talking about.
Hey, my bad. I'm human. I make mistakes.
Yeah.
Fucking crystal ball, look ahead, behind spot. Fuck you.
Look ahead, behind spot.
Yeah,
that's a good.
I mean,
one.
that's what it sounds like when you're talking to me. Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad Brandon's sane and believes in it too. A ball knower.
He has a fucking spreadsheet printed out on his fucking desk right now talking about random bullshit. Of course he believes you.
love spreadsheets. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, to go with that, I feel like that comes off very analytical, and if the analytical nerd, believes in superstitions like look ahead games and hangover games, I feel like you should be on board too.
When the weather is precisely 10 degrees higher than the previous all-time high, and the wind is at 16 nautical miles, then this circumstance, fuck you, that's who you sound like.
Hey, Brandon, since you're a new father, do you mind come?
Now? I mean,
Brandon, since you're
a
new
snow game in NCAA and college football 25, it's a different ball
I
game.
haven't yet. I have not yet.
God may have mercy when you do.
That was sick.
But like I was saying, since you're a new father, do you mind come changing his dirty diaper?
I'm a pro now. I'm a pro. Fun story. The first diaper I changed, the nurse came in while we were in the hospital, made a statement that he had made his burst bowel movement. I'm like, this is great. I'm going to get an easy win under the belt, get the first diaper out. I mean, get some momentum that way. And then as soon as I get the first diaper off, I guess he was in the middle of his bowel movement.
No!
Lost 4 diapers in the process. It was not an easy win. It was a look ahead game. I was already thinking about how easy the next diaper would be, and overlooked it.
Yeah, you'll get that on them big jobs though.
That's right. That's right.
Tyler wouldn't know anything about that. He looks like he's taking a bowel movement. Right
I'm gonna fucking quit this podcast.
All right, fellas. Well, let's get drafting here. Any final thoughts before we get into the game?
There's no such thing as a look ahead spot.
Tyler doesn't know ball.
I mean, I believe that. All right, so let's see here.
So wait. Hold on. Before we get into this, actually, I have a question. So you're telling me, right? So these teams are also playing games. And so you're looking at somebody like I'm trying to think here. Let's say North Dakota State played a game before they're playing Colorado. Do you think they're not just going to go out there and beat that team's ass, even though they have Colorado next week?
He still doesn't get it.
Yeah,
It just doesn't make
that's not
sense
the
to me.
formula.
Oh, that's not the formula.
It's not.
Well, like a couple of years ago when Purdue beat the brakes off of Ohio State before Ohio State played Penn State, do you think that Purdue is just that much better of a team? What do you think
They
happened?
just wanted more.
Well, okay. Well, why didn't Ohio State want it as bad? Do they have, I don't know, something else?
Yeah, they only have 12 games.
Because they thought it was just going to be a cakewalk.
Do you think?
And you don't think the fact that they had a tough game the next week factored into that?
No, I don't.
Hmm.
Maybe they're banged up a little bit.
All right, interesting. Well, we'll keep an eye on it this season. We'll have
Yeah.
full hangover game segments, just going through all the hangover games.
The look ahead spots.
So you get a look ahead spot, and you also get a hangover spot.
Yeah.
So then, in theory, every team would just be 1-11.
No. It's a spot because it could happen. Like the good teams or the great teams in college football are good enough to overcome them. So like an instance for me is every time Clemson goes to Syracuse, it's always like a middle of the week game, like a Thursday night, and it's always close. Or the last couple of times Syracuse has beat them.
It's because that stadium sucks.
What does that?
I
even
mean, he just believes what he wants to.
He's just
Yeah, Syracuse
staying
just wants it
senses.
more. Clemson has 4- and 5-star guys riddled on their roster, and 3-star Syracuse guys
No,
just
it's because that's
play way better than them
that's
for
their
no
biggest
reason.
game on their schedule.
Yeah, it's a look ahead spot.
No, I'm saying that Syracuse, that's their biggest game they're going to play all year. So they're going to get up for that game. That has nothing to do with Clemson. It has more so to do with how badly.
Well, you don't like
Syracuse
your
is.
example earlier, like Nebraska's UTEP's biggest game.
Yeah. So they're going to get up for that game.
Exactly. But they're not going to beat them.
Yeah. Why would they?
Well, so okay, so I mean, a perfect hangover spot, that Purdue game where they beat the brakes off Ohio State, the biggest win in school history, and then lose to a Michigan
There you
State
go.
team who
You
didn't
just
make
said
it
it.
to a bowl game.
You just said it.
No, listen.
Well, and then the
What?
next game they shit the bed against a Michigan State team who didn't make a bowl game.
Because it wasn't as big as the Ohio State game.
That's right.
hangover
You're
game.
almost there. You're almost there.
It's like
No, I'm not.
Just like expand the vision a little bit, and you're right there. It's a big game for
that's
Purdue.
why
It's
there's
not a
so
big
much
game for Ohio
parity
State.
in college football. Is that any given week, 18 to 22-year-olds, you have to factor in like their mindsets, like
They're teenagers.
like homecoming games or like when their finals are or shit like that.
Matters.
Again, that doesn't seem like a look ahead or hangover spot to me. That's just people living life like a normal college student. You think they're the only ones that have fucking finals or homecoming?
No, but like it all
I mean,
matters.
dude. So you're more so just talking about how people are, like
No.
how the human race is built. That's what we're talking about here, not fucking hangover spots and look ahead and crystal ball spots. We're talking about just humans being humans. That's what we're saying here.
I mean, it's all human, I guess.
There you go.
I mean, he's
But
gonna
it's-
spin this however his pea-sized brain can like comprehend it.
It's
Oh,
just
right.
we're all so close to being on the same point here, but Tyler just wants to take it in a different direction for some.
It's crazy to me that he like is gonna look us in the face and say he believes in, biggest game of the year on a team schedule, but he doesn't believe in like hangover or look ahead spots. Like Those are essentially the same fucking things.
Yeah, just different sides of the aisle. Because
Oh,
and that's the
Jesus.
formula, is that it's Purdue's biggest game of the year. This would be the biggest win in school history. And then Ohio State's looking ahead to a tougher game because they don't give a shit about Purdue. And that's where they get trapped.
No, they just
Would
weren't
a trap is a trap
as
game
good of
better?
a
Is it
team.
the wording that's not
Yeah.
getting through?
That day they were not as good of a team, and that's all it is.
No.
I don't think anybody believes that.
I don't think anybody believes in what you're saying.
There's actually a lot of college football experts who believe in that and talk
They're
about it.
fucking morons.
I don't think so.
I could do their job in my sleep.
Let's show our game picking.
I don't
From
think we
last
have to
year.
do that.
Yeah, because he was last. Let's get on to the draft, dude.
All right. We'll have plenty of time.
Fucking Golden Globe games and shit.
I think you know what, I on one hand I think like as we go through the season now that we know what we're looking for, but you're not
Yeah.
gonna. I don't think you're gonna come along at it.
we have the same conversation every year. We have it every
Multiple
year.
times, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're gonna point out a textbook example of it, and you're just gonna be like, nope, they just wanted it more. Yep, that's right. That's right.
Also, if for some reason I ever do come around, I will die on this hill. I will
I
die
know.
on this hill, so you'll never know.
I know.
He'll slip up. He'll slip up.
No. Only if it's the narrative that I'm trying to push. That's the only time I would ever slip up.
Brandon, you created this mindset. I wanted to put that out today.
Yeah, the fucking narrative pusher himself, right there.
Yeah. I mean,
Him and his
I
fucking
see the
headset
vision.
and glasses and spreadsheets and shit. Narrative pusher. You're all you are is a glorified Dr. Seuss, dude.
That's crazy.
I mean,
It's a college football Dr. Seuss.
It's all funhouse and mirrors here.
Yeah. Your fucking clown car of lies.
honka honka. I can't remember. I dropped a honka honk on a reply on Twitter not too long ago, and I thought of you.
Hell yeah. Fucking clowns.
I love it. It's just and I know you were doing it at me, so I shouldn't be so happy about it, but it was so fun, and it's so subtle. It's great. All right, let's figure out who's going first in this draft. It'll be a draft: 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and
Whoa! What the fuck? No, this is rigged.
Oh,
Well,
I'm gonna score.
I didn't want to spend the whole time on this race. I turned it up to the fastest setting.
Nah. I need that race to be reran.
Oh,
That was fucking bullshit.
All right.
whoa.
Whoops.
Yeah, exit out and reopen it for me, please.
If I don't like it, I'm gonna call for a rerun again. So.
All right.
We got all this extra time. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Brooke, you want to talk about NFL? We got time now.
Yes, Justin Fields is a better quarterback than Russell Wilson. And I wholeheartedly believe that.
Surprise,
All right.
surprise.
All right.
I just want you to know if I don't like the outcome, we're redoing.
I didn't tell you to turn it down. There was something
Well,
fishy going on there.
Yeah,
he just
I
was
turned
mad.
the
He got
speed-
fifth and never give in to his whining.
I wasn't whining. It was just suspect.
How is
Trying to
it
save us
any
some time.
more or less suspect than this?
Because he had everything ready to go and just press the button. Like,
Yeah, it's
dude,
called
come
being
on.
prepared.
You got to ask questions.
Because I didn't just want to sit here and watch these cartoon.
There
plays
is
raise
such
the
thing as a
tensions.
dumb question, and that was it.
Listen, if I'm last again, that's fine. But at least now I know what was in the sausage.
See, no. Yeah, if he gets first and second, I'm not participating in this. That's
You're about to win. Shut up.
oh shocker. I'm
Let's
in
go.
the end.
See, you fucking dumb bitch.
I literally had the same 2 placements.
There you go.
Forward.
All right.
All right, Brooke, you're on the clock.
So what am I filling out here? Just one of each position or
Yeah, one quarterback. Yeah, I guess we probably don't need to go that deep. One of each quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and a flex.
I'll take Mr. Judkins from Ohio State.
Oh man, that's a problem. And I'm glad that that you got the first place because I would not have taken him and it would have pissed me off because that's the right pick. Nope. Why does he spell his name like that?
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, this is not going to be a good one for my spelling skills. I can feel it. I'm just looking
Brandon's
at some of these
already in the
names.
blender.
No. Travion,
Judkins.
no. Okay, I'm not even. Oh my gosh,
Just put Q
cooked.
Judkins.
Yeah.
okay. All right, Tyler, you're on the clock.
Give me Will Howard, please.
That makes me feel better. Let's see here. I'm gonna go. This is who I would have taken one overall. One because, I mean, he's good, but also the rest of their team is gone. So give me Donovan Edwards.
That was up there for me.
And then around the turn, give me I'll fill out my flex spot now. Give me Travion Henderson.
Okay.
All right, who do you got?
Give me let's go with Edebuke, I think is his name. Wide receiver
Mika?
from Ohio State.
Yeah.
EGBUKA. Yep.
All right.
I will take Mr. Evan Stewart of Oregon.
I like it.
And then quarterback. Give me Dylan Gabriel.
That's the right answer. Who else were you thinking?
I was gonna wait and go Raiola, but I mean, I can't pass up Gabriel.
Yeah, after Gabriel and Howard, you could get away with that, I think.
I'm at the end of my leash here. I don't know who else to take. Running back. Where I'd go tight end. I'd take a tight end.
I was gonna say no shot. You know that many Big Ten.
No. The only reason I'm taking this pick is one, I don't really know anybody else, and two, it looks like there's a connection here. So give me Fedoni here.
I like it. I mean, I like
And
it.
we had to take one Nebraska guy, at least.
Let's see here. So I'll take a quarterback. Somebody's got to take him. So yeah, give me the kid.
Mm.
And
Love it.
be extra points if this was a keeper league. I guess I didn't specify that one way or the other, but and then I'll take tight end. Give me Colson Loveland from Michigan.
Gosh dang it. That's who I was going to take, you son of a gun.
All right.
You got a quarterback, wide receiver, and a tight end.
Yeah.
Then you need a running back and a flex.
Let's go Katron Allen out of Penn State.
Who is he?
He's a running back out of Penn State.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Brooke. What are we thinking? I mean, there's the better Penn State running back still available.
I already have running back, though.
You can take a flex.
A flex, you say?
Mm-hmm.
You guys are going to hate me for this pick, but give me Iowa's defense.
Interesting. As your flex?
That's my defense.
Are we picking defenses?
I mean,
I guess we are
we
now.
should. We are
Sure.
now. I
Okay.
wasn't gonna bring it up because I did know that I was gonna be a good defense. And the less shine that we give that, the better. But we're here.
We're here.
No.
I mean, tight end is just such a weird spot for college football.
Yeah, because admittedly, I don't know who any of these guys are.
I'm going to be honest. Yeah. Like, I knew Colston Loveland was a big part of the sauce last year for Michigan. Oh, boy. Man, give me an Oregon tight end, I suppose.
Oregon tight end. Terrence Ferguson. That's a good pick.
Oh, yeah, that is a good pick.
That's
He's
your
on my
boy.
ultimate team in college football.
Also, just a quick sidebar: if you guys were looking for a tight end in our starter draft, and there was George Kittle and Jake Ferguson on the board, who would you take?
Jake Ferguson.
I'd take Kittle.
Just because he's younger.
That's what I thought too.
Kittle's the answer.
With my flex, I'm going to go with the Rutgers running back.
Kyle Monaghay. I think.
Manungai.
Monangai.
Let me see that
Manungai.
Hell no. I mean, most of them are probably fucking taken.
It's 25.
Oh, it's running backs only. Huh?
That's such a
Yeah,
sneaky
we
pick. I was
hit 'em
wondering if
both.
anybody was going to take him. Also, did you guys know the Big Ten doesn't have their tiebreaker set yet?
Yeah, I saw.
I saw a tweet. It was like, what happens if, because everybody could actually go 10-2 this year with losses to different people.
And I bring that up because Rutgers absolutely is one of those teams who could finish 10-2.
Mhm.
And I can just imagine the Big Ten director meeting. They're like, how the fuck do we get Rutgers out of the Big Ten championship? And I'm already upset about it.
Yeah, that I think the more I look at Nebraska's schedule, that Rutgers game is not like a foregone conclusion.
I definitely think that's the toughest out of the first 7.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Even, it gets easier against at home, but they're sneaky good.
I think number 2 toughest is at Indiana.
I think so too. I think that's exactly how I would rank them.
Just because that their new coach brought a ton of the winners from JMU that he had last year.
Kurt Signetti.
Yeah, and then he's been active in the transfer portal, so I think that turnaround for Indiana won't take as long as people think.
Hopefully at least 1 year.
I hope.
At least.
Just like let Dylan Raiola develop a little bit, and then you can do whatever you want, Indiana, because it won't matter.
Who are you taking here?
Let's see here. And just gotta say, at Indiana, right before Ohio State, it's a look ahead game. Let's see here. So I got 2 running backs, quarterback, tight end. So I need a wide receiver
And the defense.
and a defense. Give me Tez Johnson from Oregon.
Great pick. Great pick. Great value there.
Defense. I mean, let's not overthink it. Give me Ohio State's defense.
Good pick.
I'll take Oregon's defense.
Let's not overthink it.
Best
Maybe
wide
it's missing.
receivers in the Big Ten.
Indeed. I need a Husker. Give me Jamal Banks.
What a pick!
Not Isaiah Nayer. The
That,
Purdue
I was thinking
wide
about
receiver
that.
one.
Not
The-
Bellevue
my
West,
only worry-
product Jalen Lloyd.
No, he's West Side.
Is he really?
Dummy
Yeah.
That's on me. Wrong Omaha Metro School.
is Barney. Is he? He's not an Omaha guy, right?
No.
Was he a transfer?
No. Recruit.
Okay.
I think he's Florida. Maybe Texas.
Yes. Yeah, he is Florida.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Who was the other Bellevue West guy?
So there's
receiver.
2. McMorris is the light skinned, smaller slot guy, and then oh my god, that's gonna drive me nuts. I can picture him. Ward number 5. Why can I not think of his name? I'll think about it. Just continue.
I think that's it, right? We're done?
Are we done? I think so.
Yeah.
Davion Hall.
Yeah.
Davion Hall. That's right.
Haven't heard much about him, which is not good.
I mean, that wide receiver room is getting kind of deep.
It is deep. It is very deep. But like I was saying, the reason I didn't go Nayer is because he's had the injury bug. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he also hasn't played in a ton of meaningful games in a minute. So, and he's been hurt. I think Banks is going to be ready to go. If Nayer stays healthy and does what he does, he's, I think, going to be the best out of that wide receiver room. But that's a big if for him, who's had injury issues.
So we got this draft done. I think it looks pretty good. I think we nailed it just enough Huskers to make it, Cornhusker connection special, but also nothing too crazy.
Absolutely.
And again, bonus points for Dylan Raiola if it's a keeper. Otherwise, I mean, Drew Aller and Drew Aller gets shit on for some reason. He's good.
Because he plays at Penn State.
So did you guys hear? I mean, there was a rumor floating around that Penn State was paying recruiting sites to bump up his recruiting numbers, Drew Aller's, because I think it was like his junior year. For much of his junior year, he was a 3-star, and then all of a sudden, his senior year, something happened where
I did not hear about that.
he jumped up to
Well,
a
that-
5-star, which doesn't happen very often.
I could see that, and I think and I don't know why you would really want. I guess I can see why you would want to do that, but now it's like because he's a good quarterback, very efficient, but like now he's got that 5-star expectation to him. Because I feel like if he was a 3 or even a 4-star, he'd be viewed very differently than he is.
I know he's real young last year, and he struggled in the big games.
And
like
that's it.
which freshmen do, but I think it was more so. So what's his face? James Franklin could save face and like, hey, I'm pulling in 5 stars.
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
I can
you
see that.
Said that.
Yeah. So that was the myth or the rumor.
Also, real quick, last thing. What number is Dylan Raiola going to wear this year?
15. As as per the College Football 25 game,
Oh, but Malachi
Malachi's
Coleman's wearing 15.
the one I just recently played. He's wearing number 8. So
Well, he's not going to wear number 8. That's a single digit.
I don't know.
Malachi's not
Yeah.
gonna
That's
wear
just that's just what he was wearing on here. I don't know.
That's true. Could Raiola be a single digit guy this year? You think no way since he's a
No,
freshman?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I mean, logistically, it would make sense just because now
But my thought process, not because he's a 5-star, whatever. Quarterback is usually a leadership position, and if you're going to start a true freshman, maybe you do that as a leadership tactic to get the guys behind him, saying he works hard.
But I think he's already doing that himself. Like he's getting those guys behind him himself.
But I'm saying giving him the recognition
Yeah.
of a single digit guy
Yeah.
under rules
well,
regime.
it's a team voted thing.
Yeah.
So I
Is
could,
it?
I
Is
could
it the
see
players vote on that?
It is.
Yeah,
And there's
okay.
four numbers left,
Yeah.
or
Wait,
four
I
numbers
didn't even
up for
see
grabs.
What? So what do we have right now?
Yeah, I did not know that they already passed them out.
No, they didn't pass them out yet. Just 4 left from the guys who left from last year.
Oh, so the
Oh.
guys that are still here that had them last year still have them?
Yes.
I wonder.
Okay. So like what Ty Robinson and Nash will keep theirs. Gifford will keep his.
Hmm.
Who else?
Was Deshaun Singleton one?
I don't was it
Yeah, because he was 8,
okay, yeah.
but he just got hurt
He did?
last year.
Oh.
So that's why you
Oh,
don't
I
think
gotcha.
about him.
Okay.
Let's see here. So I got the roster pulled up here. So Nash, Isaac, John Bullock, Deshaun
John
Singleton,
Bullock.
and Ty Robinson. So there's 4 left. Jamari Butler feels like a candidate.
Yeah. I'm thinking older guys who have been around a minute. Hartzog, maybe close. Tommy Hill
Hartzog,
could be
absolutely.
one.
Tommy
Or
Hill. I was surprised that Tommy Hill wasn't already, but he's
Buford?
absolutely a candidate.
Gifford could be one.
Yeah, Buford as a safety. Older Buford.
Fedoni could be in that same kind of category.
Yeah, there's just not a ton of. I could see maybe one of the wide receiver guys, either Nair or Banks, being a single digit guy, just because they're older. It would be hard to give that to O linemen, a single digit number.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
look so stupid.
So they're probably the only ones out of the running for that shit. Yeah. Javin Wright's another name I could see. But yeah, who knows?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
You're gonna give it to Brown. Elliot Brown.
No.
Well, fellas, that's all I had for this week. Like I said, next week we'll actually start getting into more Husker-centric things, go through the schedule, probably find more examples of hangover and look-ahead games. Any final thoughts before we sign off?
Go Big Red.
Go Big Red.
Go Big Red.